Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Welcome to next lesson for ukulele. So in the previous lessons, we've kind of built this up slowly. So we had started with tuning our ukuleles into playing and strumming it with our C chord. And then last video was how to pivot back and forth between your C and your A minor chord. So today we're going to take a look at two subjects, finger picking as well as using another chord. So now you'll have three chords in your bag of tricks here, if you remember Felix the cat. If not, hopefully your friends and family at home can fill you in about his magical bag of tricks. So again, the third chord I'm going to add in is called an F chord today. And the reason why is, if you remember last video, we've been building slowly. So we had one finger chords, C and A minor, just using one finger, whether it's your middle or your ring. And then we're going to add in another finger. So this is going to be a two-finger chord. And then also, as I said, finger picking. So let's add the chord first because we're going to use strumming. And if you remember, we talked about brushing the crumbs. Just gently brushing down. And notice I'm not using a pick. Yeah, you can. I really suggest not to, just because ukulele isn't an instrument where you really need that. It's not designed as much for the string. You got working on nylon strings here. And if you think of the style of instrument, it's not where you need the pick. Gives you leverage and helps you really strum harder versus a ukulele where you can get a good sound without it. So C, chord review. C, we do our ring finger. Yeah, I always forget where to turn here. Our ring finger on that third fret, and then we're going to bump over to A minor. Now, I teach these in these order because I said I think it's most convenient, going from C to A minor. And now, what I'm going to do, let me zoom in my ukulele. I am playing currently an A minor, I can't see, an A minor chord here. All I need to do is drop my pointer finger. You're leaving middle finger alone. I'm dropping my pointer finger on the E string, and it's going to sound like this. So literally, you just went from minor to major by adding that pointer finger on the E string. And again, it looks like this. So no other fingers are down, just middle on the second, pointer on the first, the G string, the E string. And you notice I always refer to those. I don't say string 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's not that great to do that. So when you're looking here again, you had A minor, and then you add your pointer here. A minor to F, A minor to F. And again, I like those chord changes because it's very easy to add in. Here's A minor to F, A minor, F, and back to C. So now we're starting to kind of build out a little bit. We're trying to get a nice little feel of moving between chords. And what I like about ukulele is these all really have a nice sound. Even if we don't have a specific song we could play with it. A minor, F. You could even add your own lyrics, write your own song here. Now you're like rock stars. C chord, moving a A. A chord, moving a F. An F chord, back to C. Here it comes. So again, you can do whatever you want with it. But these are great chords to start because they're building blocks to other chords as well as to other songs that use these chords. Now, something else you can really do is I talked about finger picking. So those are our three chords so far. Finger picking is the act of just using your fingers to replace picks. But instead of strumming and using my fingernails to brush the crumbs, what I'm doing, so for example on C chord, I'll squish up a little bit here. Cool. Oh, down a little bit. What you'll notice is what I do is I take my thumb on this the G string, pointer, middle, and ring. My pinky is really just to give me leverage or support for my hand as I kind of hold it here. And I'm standing up, so it's a little funky. It's a little easier when I'm sitting down. But if you look, pinky's sort of on the body here. And then my other fingers are over the holes, the sound hole here. So if I'm going to have a C, I'm going to just pluck one. I'm going to go thumb, pointer, middle, ring. Thumb, pointer, middle, ring. Thumb, pointer, middle, ring. And what I get is a nice sound. I'm doing a very steady tempo here. And you could do whatever order you want right now, but I would practice using all four fingers on the four different strings. If you're feeling comfortable, change chords. Watch this. You can really hear that minor sound kick out, and then the echoing of the doubled note. I'm going to go to F. And I would start this slow or slower just to get used to moving your fingers individually. This is not something that you do in your everyday life when you move your fingers around. Rarely do you call on them to do an individual task each. Normally your hands kind of working together, whether I'm opening a door, whether I'm eating with a fork or a spoon. So what we're asking you to do is think like a piano player almost, where you're giving us individual assignments for each digit of your hand there. And if you're feeling comfortable, start to move it faster. And I really like finger picking. It really just gives you this like serenade. It serenades you with the music. And just makes it really smooth and flowing as you do it. And you don't need to pluck these hard. If you're getting this sound, like a slap sound, you're kind of doing like almost like slap bass kind of sound. You're getting too much. I'm just gently pulling them up. It's almost like when I finger pick, my fingers are walking across. I'm going to get real close to the screen. You won't be able to hear me well, but I'll show you. As we move through that. So big things in this video to take away, let me get my face again, would be your F chord adding in, which is your first 2-finger chord, as well as walking through the finger picking there. You don't hear it in all songs, but it's a great little technique to use to kind of mix and match as you go. So I like those couple things. Take a look at them, play around with them, because next week, as I talked about last video doing Riptide, next week we'll add our first 3-finger chord to give you the ability to do a song like Riptide and sing along with it. And we'll talk about keys and all that fun stuff. Have a great day.